I was looking for this certification. Even I got the same question that, can I do it? Am I the right guy? But no, if you have the dedication, if you have the passion towards it, I'm pretty sure you can do it. But yeah, it's not easy. As I said earlier, it takes a lot of time.
Hey guys, welcome to the fellow international student channel. And here, this is Arjun Kashiti, all the way from Toronto. So excited to talk to you guys. Here is where we teach a lot of international students and new immigrants towards career development, tools and techniques, and the networking. And this is going to be the one-stop shop towards your own career development. So today I'm very excited to introduce our guest, Mr. Sahil Trivedi. Sahil is an international student living in Vancouver, Canada. And today's topic is towards APICS certification and supply chain management in Canada. And we are very excited to have Sahil on our show. And yeah, Sahil, how about you kind of introduce yourself and tell our audience what you do and who you are, where you're coming from?
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Sahil Trivedi, and thank you very much, Arjun, for giving me this opportunity. I came from Mumbai, India, 3 years back in 2018, and I did my global business management from North Island College, and I work as a supply chain professional for marine industry.
Awesome, awesome, great, Sahil. And I heard Vancouver is a beautiful place. I've never got an opportunity to go to Vancouver.
Exactly. Vancouver is the most beautiful, place in Canada. I can say I have never been to Toronto, but I would love to be there. But according to me, BC is the beautiful province in Canada.
Absolutely. In fact, personally, me and my wife are planning to come to BC in the month of July. However, guys, as you know, every industry has a certification in Canada. You can have your own education, and also you can upgrade your skill set by adding a couple more certification. And so does supply chain management also have some certifications which are pretty recognized throughout, and which has good weightage because it is completely accepted by most of the companies right here in Canada. Today, we are going to talk about APICS certifications, which has multiple certifications, and multiple people can choose different based on their background and their interest and whatnot. We have Sahil, who's already currently pursuing APICS certification program for enhancing his own skill set. And we are very excited to pick his brain and understand what are certain things, what he did before and after taking this program, so that you guys can avoid those mistakes and don't have to do so much of research before doing it. And our objective is to make sure that this video will give you all the answers towards the certifications which are needed to excel your career in supply chain management. Sahil, I would like to start off with our first question. So what made you to choose this APICS certification program? So how about you kind of give me a little bit of background about what is this APICS, what are different certifications are available, and which one are you taking, and why did you choose this certification program?
Well, to be honest, I did my post-graduation in global business management. So I already had my knowledge towards business management, and I was looking towards supply chain field because, as you can see, Amazon and all the e-commerce website, I was very curious about how they deliver products in one day and all, how they manage their supply chain relationship with the buyer, seller, and the customer. So, just wanted to know, learn about themselves. And I was like, oh, I need to get into this field because this is the, on the top of every career right now, like in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was very curious to learn more about the supply chain management. So that's why I decided to, jump into the supply chain certification. And there are three certification in APICS. One is CSCP, which is Certified Supply Chain Professional. Second is CLTD, Certified Logistic Transportation and Distribution. And the third one is CPIM, which is Certified Planning and Inventory Management. So the one which I am doing right now is CSCP, Certified Supply Chain Professional. It covers overall supply chain concepts in this certification. So yeah, it's a very interesting certification for the person who is want to grow a career in supply chain management.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a profound answer, Sahil. Like, there are three different certifications for overall supply chain, logistics and inventory management, and transportation. So, whatever is your forte, whatever you want to choose your career, you can absolutely select that and you can master your craft in that particular scenario. So that's a great answer, and I think this will give a lot of clarity to our viewers in terms of what kind of certification they should be selecting, because there are three options within APICS, because APICS is not a certification, it's an organization which provides certifications.
Yeah.
So there are three different certifications. So you go and do your research in terms of identifying these are the topics I like, these are the companies I would like to work on, and you can apply over there. That's an awesome answer, Sahil. The next question. So, how valuable this certification to your job search? Because you, as an international student, you already have an graduate certificate program. We studied 2 years in Canada. So, why would you like to choose to add another certification program into your career?
Well, according to me, this certification help you understand the concept of supply chain management. And the person who really want to make a career in supply chain, so if you want to upgrade her skills, so this certification is the best certification I can say for supply chain management. Because in this certification, you will learn the multiple scenarios, and you will go through it, which are going on a consistent basis. So how to handle that, how to tackle all those situations. So it's a deep knowledge you will get towards after going through this certification and passing this certification. So for the person who don't have any knowledge in supply chain, he can apply for this certification program if he wants to make a career in supply chain management. Mm-hmm. And this will show the aptitude of multiple scenarios. So I think this will pretty much help for the person who wanted to make a career.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great answer, Sahil. Guys, you have to understand, if you're an international student, there is no rule that everybody have to do certification. You're an international student or a new immigrant. There's no rule that you have to do your certification. But just imagine, there are 50 applicants who have applied for a particular role. People who have more qualification or more knowledge, more skill set will get more priority. It's as simple as that. It's just about adding more credibility to your profile. But it is not the only deal maker or the deal breaker, and there is no rule that, okay, if you don't have a certification, you would never get a job. Nothing as such. It is your own patience and your own commitment towards your own career growth in terms of how much time and effort you want to put in to upgrade your profile, so that way you can start getting the results in terms of monetary, in terms of skill set, and whatnot. That's a great answer, Sahil. Thank you very much. So right now, this is another question. They'll be like, Arjun, it's all good. Is it something which I can do it in LinkedIn Learning or Coursera, which Udemy, or which is like, small certifications, we can do it for free and whatnot, or does it cost? So how about you kind of talk about the registration cost? How much does it cost? How can people register and whatnot?
So no certification is free unless if you are doing on LinkedIn, where you have to pay the subscription fee for the LinkedIn Premium. Mm-hmm. So for this APICS certification, you have to register. If you want to become a member, mm-hmm. so you have to pay $220 to become a plus a member, because after becoming a member, you will get a discount while booking modules and applying for the exam, like booking ATT, which is authorization to test. So there are a lot of benefits and discounts what you get when you become a member. You create a group, like you come into a group of a supply chain professional. If you have any questions, any doubt, there's a different groups made up, and you can ask your questions, and they will be happy to help you out. So going on the cost, so for supply chain certification, so the cost is $9.95 for plus members. If you're a member, and if you are not a member, you have to pay US 1380, which is $1380. And for the exam, again, you have to pay US $695 and $965 exam, $695 for plus members and $965 for non-members. So yeah, and if you are a student, so you can register and become a member with $0 US. So you don't have to pay anything for this certification, like to become a member. And when you register for this certification, you get 3 modules in it. You get flashcards and quizzes options online, and you have the ebook, which if you want to download the app, you can, if you are traveling or if you are at work, you can still log into your APICS website, and you can access it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great answer, Sahil. To summarize, if somebody is a member already, they would get discounts on the material and registration of the certification and even the test. There are 3 different costs, which is becoming a member of APICS, paying the money for the books and the materials, as well as the test. If you're a non-member, you have to pay a little bit more premium. And the membership cost is around 220 USD or something on those lines. CAD will be like Canadian dollars will be like $250 to $260. The registration costs keep changing, guys. So I would highly recommend you to do your research when you're looking at this video. Approximately, I'm seeing somewhere around $1,500 to $1,600 Canadian dollars, or even 1,800 Canadian dollars for the overall certification is what you would expect to get it. Is that correct, Sahil?
Approximately 1,800 US dollar, which is around 2,100 Canadian dollars. It all depends on the currency rates and all, because market keeps on fluctuating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I know this is not cheap certification. It's, you invest a lot of time and money towards it.
100%, 100%. Only serious people, guys. If you seriously want to commit, you got to put that $2,000. If not, you're putting in the drain. Great. Let's move on to the next question. So obviously, everything comes with some effort, some hard work. Without you putting in the effort and the hard work, you're not going to get the results. Some people think, man, my college degree was much easier. So I think certification will be also easy. How about you share some thoughts towards how hard is this program? Can you easily pass, or you really need to commit to it? And what kind of time you need to put in on a weekly basis to pass this program?
This certification is not easy. Let me tell you, this certification is not at all easy. You will invest your time, your precious time, your money, because I know so many professionals, they are working full time and doing this certification. They are coming from work at 5, and right after work, they are jumping on to the certification. So there's a lot of dedication towards it, passion. And if you are 100% sure that, you want to do and pass the exam, then only I would hardly recommend to the individual who really wanted to grow in supply chain and who is really dedicated towards it. Unless and otherwise, if you think that I will read today and I will skip for 2 days, this is not how you're going to pass the exam. So highly recommendation for the individual who is wanted to upgrade the skill, dedicated.
So, I mean, you're saying that take it if you're only serious. Don't take it for let's say your roommate is taking, your friend is taking. Don't take it because somebody else is taking. I did that mistake back home in India. My friend was getting into CA program and I got into CA program. Then I understood it was his passion and I'm trying to follow his passion. So it's not going to work out that way. So don't scratch your back because somebody else is doing. So figure out whether you have real good zeal in terms of educating and studying, and don't think that I'm going to get an amazing job if I just do this certification. You should be doing for the sake of learning and gaining the knowledge. Getting a high paying job is a byproduct of you learning better in this certification. So the mindset and the objective should be learning and educating more than earning. And once you learn, you can remove the L and you can earn. There's always a lot of money once you graduate and once you get an amazing style. Yeah, go ahead.
True enough, but I really wanted to throw a light on how much time it would require to complete this certification, to pass this certification. According to me, it all depends on person to person, whether the person is have an experience in supply chain management or he's pretty much new in the supply chain. So the person who is very new in the supply chain, it will take 5 to 6 months to learn all those concepts and scenarios of what happens in the real world. So 5 to 6 months regularly, and on an average 2 to 3 hours daily study is required for this. and the person who is experienced in supply chain before. So according to me, 3 to 4 months are good enough for them, and same 2 to 3 hours daily learning will be easily they can pass the certification if they have good knowledge and experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You touched upon a very important point. That means people who do have a little bit of supply chain knowledge or background or work experience, it might take 3 to 4 months for them to pass the program and take the exam and get it done. But people who don't have supply chain background, they just have general business management background and they want to specialize in supply chain, they might take 5 to 6 months to complete the program and whatnot. That's great. Awesome. Let's move on. This has been a fantastic conversation, Sahil, and you're adding so much of value already. Absolutely no questions about it. So, what are some of the job opportunities one would get after completing the certification? What is your thoughts on that?
According to me, so it all depends on company to company, province to province, and what roles you apply for. But once you get the certification done, and if you have a good amount of experience in supply chain management before, so you will get a job role of like maybe a demand planner or supply chain analyst or inventory analyst. So procurement analyst. So it all depends where you apply. But because demand planner is the one, because you forecast the demand and all, planning and all, and supply chain is everything about forecasting and demanding and relationship maintaining, collaborating with suppliers, all about. So and there is so many different roles in supply chain as well, but these are the top roles for supply chain management after doing this certification, according to
absolutely.
me.
Absolutely. So some of the top roles are supply chain analyst, demand planner, inventory analyst, purchasing analyst, and logistics analyst, transportation analyst, and whatnot, and a minimum of 1 to 2 years of some sort of business management experience or accounting experience or even customer service experience would also add a lot of value when you're applying for these roles, because supply chain is 50% analytical and 50% relationship. In terms of cross-functional teams, you should be good with your numbers, and also you should be good with your communication, so that way you can build authentic connections and relationship with your cross-functional teams, so that way you can start getting the results, not just getting the job, and also having the growth once you get a job. So these are certain things to keep in the mind. That's a great point. Sahil, do you want to add anything, or can I go with the next question?
Yeah, I mean, as you said that you have to maintain relationship with cross-functional team as well. So, you have to be patient if job is not done. So you have to look for some other options, because always the forecasting sometimes never goes according to the plan. So you have to keep plan A, plan B, or plan C ready whenever it needs. So so need analytical work towards it, need a forecasting, need, good communication and relationship between supplier, customer, and all. If something big comes in the way, so you can tackle it.
Love it, love it. That's an amazing point, Zahil. I mean, you're already talking as if you have 5 years of experience in the supply chain industry, and I can see how much of value the certification is adding to you and whatnot. That's great. Moving on, I have just a couple of questions, and we can wrap up the call. And as I told you, already so much of value added, and I can tell you this is 1 to 2 months of time would take for you to research so much of information, where Sahil is able to provide that in less than 10 minutes, guys. Really appreciate it, Sahil. So what would be the typical pay to start off with? If let's assume somebody has 1 to 2 years or 2 to 3 years of business management and accounting in supply chain experience or customer service experience, and they're taking the certificate to really put their feet into the supply chain industry, what kind of salary they can expect on an yearly basis? I don't like to hear hourly salary. So let's talk about full-time permanent jobs with yearly salaries here.
To be honest, it all depends on company to company, again, market to market, where they are working and all. But the person who has an experience of at least 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 years, maybe 60 to 65 or 70K per annum. And if you have an experience of more than 5 years, so you can go up to bracket of 80-85K. Beautiful. I think that's a pretty good salary according to me in Canada. Right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so the certification do add a lot of value for sure.
100%, 100%. That you made a very good point, Sahil, because people do get confused between American salary versus Canada salary. Like America is a big beast. It has a much bigger market, and the companies are much bigger and whatnot. But whereas the revenue of Canadian companies are much smaller, so that even the pay scale is a little bit smaller to lesser. To compare to American salaries. To start off with, as you mentioned, with 1 to 2 years of experience, we can somewhere look from 50 to $70,000 based on how good is your skill set, your background, and which company you're looking for and whatnot. And if you have 3 to 5 years of experience, you can look $80,000 and up. Because you already have some Canadian experience or back home experience, and you also have a good amount of skill set through the certificate, and companies would like to give you that opportunity to prove yourself. That's awesome. Great, great, Sahil. And before we wrap up, I have one last question. And I think this is pretty important question. So after knowing all of these things, still there'll be one question in individuals who are listening to this video is, am I the right person to do this? Should I really do it? Or is it worth doing it? So these are some questions which comes into our mind whenever we want to do something new. I know it is good, but can I do it? Will I do it? These are self-believing questions and whatnot. So how about you tell me who should take this program?
Absolutely. I mean, when I started, I was looking for this certification. Even I got the same question that, can I do it? Am I the right guy? But no, if you have the dedication, if you have the passion towards it, I'm pretty sure you can do it. But yeah, it's not easy. As I said earlier, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, because when you give the practice quizzes and all the pre-test, you will not get result as you expect. Where you will be like, I'm reading everything, I know all the concept, so where I'm lacking, because you will be getting like 50% passing marks, 60, and you will be expecting 85 or 100, 90%. So you will be like going into depression, that what you are trying to do, like you're learning and doing everything, you know everything, but then also you're not getting the result, because the questions are multiple choice questions. So when you apply, go for the exam. So this exam is for 3.5 hours exam, and there will be 150 questions. And from that 150, 130 will be operational questions, and 20 will be pre-test. What do you mean by pre-test? Pre-test means you won't be getting any scores for that. So just think of like a dummy questions. So, and you don't know which are those dummy or pre-test questions. So you have to answer all 150 questions. And the scaling for like the marks is based on all those different weightage of the question, how hard the question is. Based on that, the score is. And to pass this certification, the minimum score you need is 300. So if you are get 299, you are failed. You have to apply for the certification again.
And you have to pay the money
again. You have to just apply for your exam again. So
okay. And how much does it cost to reapply for the exam?
So I think it's according, as I'm not too sure, because I know I'm going to pass this exam. But to be on the safer side, I think it's around $400 or something.
So if somebody fails the exam, they have to pay another $400 to retake the exam. And is there any limit that you can't do it more than 3 times or 4 times, or you can keep taking it?
Well, there is no limit towards it. You can apply for this exam again and again. But I know there is some gap should be between 2 exams. So there should be gap for like 15 days or something. Which I'm not sure, but I guess it is 15 days or something.
It's something similar to IELTS. You write your IELTS, if you're not really good and you pay again, you write. So nobody's going to stop you from doing it. But that doesn't mean that you take 10 times to pass the exam, right? So, and is there any negative marking for the exams in the negative marking in the exam?
This is very good question, because I know a lot of certification have a negative marking in that exam. But for God's sake, this exam doesn't have a negative marking. So if you're not sure about any particular question, you can flag those questions. and you can answer rest of the questions, and you can come back later on once you finish all the questions, so that you can spend more time towards it, and when you're answering the question, and if you stuck to any of the question, and if you are not sure about it, so you have to think from the supply chain point of view, not from your individual point of view. You will see like option A and C are the best. You're thinking that might be correct, but you have to select from option A and C. So you have to make a choice now that which is the best for supply chain point of view, and go for that. And you never know, if you got the right answer, maybe your luck will be, it will support you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy that it is don't have any what is it, a negative marking, and it is multiple choice. It's not a paragraph way of writing, so you can take your chances, because each question, the probability of winning is 25%. So there are more chances that you can also put mark on the right question. Great insights, Sahil, and I've already made so much of notes here, and I'm damn sure that this video is going to be the guide for a lot of people who want to do APICS supply chain management certifications, and they can get the first-hand information from the person who's going through that, through your experience, and they can also avoid some of the mistakes what you're going through and whatnot. You add a lot of value, and before we close the video, do you mind giving any one-line message to the international students, current international students in Canada, or future international students coming to Canada? Do you mind giving any message to them?
The world, just because of pandemic, how it's going on, all those students and the professionals who are looking for job and all, they should be focused towards it. I can say one line: don't date multiple goals, marry one. That's what I want to say. So if you are focused towards your goal, nothing can stop you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that message, Sahil. And also, to adding a little bit more, networking is something which you need to really focus on. Building your brand name on LinkedIn, you need to be focusing on and whatnot. And last but not least, guys, I know Sahil from pretty long time, is a very nice dude, very approachable. And feel free to get in touch with him in LinkedIn. I'm going to tag his LinkedIn profile as well in this video, and his Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to go and shoot out a message. He'll be more than happy to help you in whatever the shape and form he can. He is also an integral part of fellow international student organization, and he's helping a lot of international students on their career and whatnot. So feel free to reach out to him, connect with him, and see how you can pick his brain and get some knowledge, and avoid some of the mistakes, what he did in his career. So that way you can meet your success much earlier than expected. With that, we are done, and so looking forward to come up with more videos and more content, and we'll make sure that this is going to be one of the engaging channel in Canada.